9.5 inch, and it was kind of sticking a little bit, so just put a little bit of flour. Oh, we got some dough stuck on there, so we do not want that. And I have this tool, which is a pastry thing. I forget what the name of it is, pastry knife or something. But it's very handy for manipulating the dough. Right now it's kind of hard to turn, so I'm going to use that. There we go. So we just keep going. So guy is determined to stick. Okay, so now hoping that we are getting close to big enough, because it's getting a little hard to manipulate. So just as a heads up, for me it always falls apart. It never goes in as one giant piece. So I always have to okay, yeah, this is definitely big enough. It always falls apart, and then I have to like reassemble it. But it ends up looking, after it's cooked, it ends up looking fine. So even if it breaks up and you have to piece it together, the end product will be completely fine. All right, so let's see how we're looking here. Okay, so I'm going to try to roll this up about. See how we're doing here. Actually, this looks pretty good. This isn't bad. So now we will roll it out. This is actually fine. Yep. So we're in good shape. So let me do this. I am going to press all this in. Okay. So I'm going to press this against the side, and we're going to we can just piece some in there. All right. Okay, so we're going to take this here, and we'll just seal up that little hole, and it will be completely fine. No one will ever know.
Except when they watch the video.
But you won't, because it's going to be it's covered with all kinds of stuff. So I think, and then we have this little spot over here that I want to make sure that we got. All right, so I think this looks great, actually. I'm really pleased with how this came out. I want to make sure that there's no holes on the bottom. But yeah, I think we are in good shape. So then what do is we just roll the rolling pin over it, and we get all this here, and you can actually make sugar cookies out of this. We have to cover it with butter coated tin foil, and then we have to weigh it down with ghee. It's kind of a never-ending project. Like, it's just, every step is just very complicated. So it's kind of exhausting. So this is why I said I was in tears when I finally made it. I think part of it was tears of exhaustion. And I am totally digging this 9-inch pipe tart plan. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be using this one from now on. Because I think
as long as you don't lose anything.
Huh?
As long as you don't lose any parts of it.
So, yeah, I think the other one I had to use I think when I use the bigger one, I have to use 2 pieces of tin foil, and it's kind of a big pain in the neck. So what you're going to do, so we're lining this with with tin foil that's buttered. And then we're gonna weigh it down with, you can use pie weights. I don't know exactly what pie weights are. Let's just trim this. But I use dried black beans. So I actually have black beans that I use exclusively for this task. So I just keep them in my cupboard in a plastic container. And I don't use them for cooking. I just use them for this. So this goes in for 9 minutes. Okay, timer 9:00. Well, okay, so no, so we're going to do 8 to 9 minutes. Then we're going to take the beans out, and then it's an additional 7 to 10 minutes.